Have you ever skipped a doctor's visit because you felt fine, only to later regret waiting too long? Many men over 50 do exactly that when it comes to their urologist. They think, if nothing hurts, I must be healthy. But the truth is, some of the most serious issues with the penis and prostate start silently. Let me give you an example. A man in his early 50s feels completely normal. No pain, no big changes. He avoids checkups for years, but then he begins waking up multiple times at night to urinate. At first, he brushes it off. Eventually, intimacy becomes harder. When he finally visits a doctor, the diagnosis is an enlarged prostate, something that could have been detected years earlier with a simple exam. Here's why this matters. Conditions like prostate enlargement, low testosterone, or even early prostate cancer often don't scream for attention. They whisper. And unless you're checked regularly, those whispers turn into problems that are much harder to solve. A yearly visit to the urologist isn't just routine. It's a way to catch small issues before they grow into life-changing ones. So the takeaway is simple. Don't wait for pain or dysfunction. Prevention is the strongest tool you have after 50. A 1-hour appointment could save you from years of struggle later. Have you ever stepped out of the shower feeling extra clean only to notice later that your skin felt dry, itchy, or even irritated? Many men think the stronger the soap, the better the wash. But when it comes to your penis, that approach can do more harm than good. Here's the problem. Harsh soaps and heavily scented shower gels strip away the natural oils that protect the delicate skin around your genitals. At first, it may feel fresh, but over time, this dryness can lead to microcracks, irritation, or even infections. And because the skin in this area is thinner and more sensitive than on your arms or chest, the damage shows up much faster. I once had a patient who used the same deodorant soap on his entire body, including his groin, for years. He thought irritation was just normal aging. When he switched to a mild, fragrance-free cleanser, the redness and discomfort he had lived with for over a decade disappeared in weeks. The takeaway is simple. Your penis doesn't need industrial strength cleaning. Gentle is better. Choose unscented, mild cleansers and let warm water do most of the work. It's a small shift, but it protects your skin and keeps you comfortable long term. Have you ever thought of high blood pressure or diabetes as just numbers on a chart? Many men do. They think, that's my heart's problem, not my penis. But here's the shocking truth. Your penis is often the very first place those conditions show up. Here's why. Erections depend on healthy blood vessels and strong nerves. High blood pressure slowly stiffens those vessels. Diabetes damages the tiny nerves that carry signals of arousal. The result? Even if you feel fine day to day, the blood flow to your penis is silently being reduced. You may notice weaker morning erections, slower arousal, or needing more stimulation than before. Those are early red flags that your circulation isn't what it used to be. I remember a man in his late 50s who came to me worried about his performance. He had no idea he was diabetic. His penis, in a sense, diagnosed the problem before any other symptoms appeared. Once he managed his blood sugar and blood pressure, not only did his overall health improve, his confidence in the bedroom came back too. The lesson here is simple. Protecting your penis means protecting your whole body. Don't ignore blood pressure checks or blood sugar tests. They're not just about your heart or your pancreas. They're directly tied to your sexual vitality. Have you ever thought, if one pill works, then taking more will only make it better? It's a tempting thought, especially when you want to feel confident in the moment. But here's the hidden danger. Relying too heavily on those little blue or yellow pills can actually backfire. Here's why. Medications like Viagra or Cialis work by improving blood flow, but they don't fix the root causes of weak erections. If your circulation is poor, your testosterone is low, or your nerves are stressed, the pill is only masking the problem. And when you keep increasing the dose or taking it too often, two things can happen. Your body adapts, so the effect feels weaker, and your heart takes on unnecessary strain. I once treated a man who had been secretly doubling his pill dosage for months. At first, it gave him a confidence boost, but soon he started experiencing pounding headaches, chest discomfort, and still weaker erections. The medication had become a crutch, and his body was telling him enough was enough. So here's the key takeaway. Performance pills can be a useful tool, but they're not a long-term solution. If you find yourself reaching for them more and more, it's time to talk to your doctor and uncover what's really going on. The real power comes from building health at the foundation, not from living out of a pill bottle. Have you ever noticed how your whole body feels sluggish after sitting all day? Maybe your back gets stiff, your legs feel heavy, and your energy just disappears. What many men don't realize is that this lack of movement doesn't just affect your muscles, it slowly drains the strength of your erections too. Here's why: your penis relies on healthy circulation. When you spend hours in a chair, blood flow to the pelvis slows down, your core muscles weaken, and fat begins to build around your waist. Add to that lower testosterone from inactivity, and suddenly intimacy feels harder, slower, less reliable. It's not just age, it's stagnation. I remember a patient who worked long hours at a desk. He complained about fatigue and weaker performance. He didn't want to hear about the gym, so I suggested something simple: a 30-minute walk after dinner. Within a few weeks, his energy picked up, his sleep improved, and yes, his erections became firmer again. So here's the takeaway: movement is medicine. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Just stand up more often, walk daily, and keep your body in motion. Your heart, your energy, and your penis will all thank you. Have you ever taken off tight underwear at the end of the day and felt instant relief? That sigh of comfort is your body telling you something important. All day long, your circulation has been under pressure. And while snug briefs may feel supportive, over time they can actually cause silent harm. Here's why. The penis and testicles are designed to stay slightly cooler than the rest of your body. Tight synthetic underwear traps heat, squeezes blood vessels, and reduces airflow. This not only lowers comfort, but can also affect testosterone levels, sperm quality, and even long-term erectile strength. Think of it like keeping your foot inside a tight boot all day. Eventually, circulation suffers. I once had a man in his 50s tell me he felt constantly overheated down there, but thought it was just age. Switching to looser cotton boxers during the day and sleeping without underwear at night made a huge difference. He reported better comfort, fewer irritations, and even more energy and intimacy. So here's the takeaway: your underwear isn't just a style choice, it's a health choice. Let your body breathe. Loose, breathable fabrics during the day and freedom at night keep your lower region healthier, cooler, and performing the way it should. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, well, I'm older now. Of course, my sex drive is fading? Many men over 50 quietly accept this as an unavoidable part of aging. But here's the truth: while desire may change with time, a sudden drop in libido is not something you should just ignore. Here's why. Loss of sexual desire is often tied to underlying issues: low testosterone, poor sleep, chronic stress, or even side effects from medication. These are not permanent sentences, they're signals. When a man says, I just don't feel like myself anymore, what he's really noticing is his body calling out for balance. And the good news? Balance can often be restored. I once spoke with a man who felt his intimate life was finished at 55. He blamed age, but blood tests showed low testosterone and poor sleep quality. With simple lifestyle changes and medical support, his energy and his desire came back stronger than he thought possible. So here's the takeaway: don't confuse decline with destiny. If you notice your passion slipping away, don't shrug it off as just aging. Investigate. Because in many cases, the flame can burn bright again with the right care. Have you ever poured yourself a drink before intimacy, thinking it would loosen you up or make things easier? Many men rely on that glass of wine or whiskey as a confidence boost. But here's the hidden truth: alcohol may feel like a friend in the moment, yet over time, it quietly steals from your performance. Here's why. Alcohol slows down your nervous system. That means weaker signals between your brain and your body. Erections become less firm, arousal takes longer, and climax can feel dull. On top of that, even small amounts of regular drinking lower testosterone, the very hormone that fuels your drive and energy. And long-term use? It shrinks blood flow, damages vessels, and makes recovery harder. I once had a patient who admitted he always needed a drink to get in the mood. At first, it seemed harmless, but within a few years, he noticed he couldn't perform without it. And even then, firmness was fading. When he cut back, his body slowly bounced back, and Intimacy felt more natural again. So, here's the takeaway. Alcohol might give short term confidence, but it takes long term vitality. True strength comes from your health, not from a bottle. If you want lasting energy and performance, save the drink for after dinner, not before the bedroom. Have you ever felt a sudden sharp pain during intimacy and told yourself, it's nothing, I'll be fine? Many men laugh off these moments or push through the discomfort. But ignoring pain, especially a bending injury to the penis, can lead to serious, lasting problems. Here's why. The penis isn't a bone, but it can still fracture. A sudden pop, bruise, or pain during sex might mean a tear in the tissue. Left untreated, scar tissue can form. Over time, this scar tissue bends the penis, a condition called Peyronie's disease. It doesn't just change appearance, it can make intimacy difficult or even painful. And once the damage sets in, the fix is much harder than if you'd acted right away. I once met a man who remembered an awkward accident in his late 40s. He shrugged it off. By 55, his penis had developed a painful curve that made sex almost impossible. His biggest regret? Not going to the doctor immediately when the injury first happened. So here's the takeaway. Pain is not weakness, and ignoring it doesn't make you stronger. If something feels wrong, especially after a sudden injury, see a doctor right away. Quick care can mean the difference between full recovery and years of struggle. Have you ever told yourself, erectile dysfunction, cancer, serious problems? That happens to other men, not me? It's one of the most dangerous beliefs a man can have after 50. Because denial doesn't protect you, it exposes you. Here's the reality. More than half of men over 50 experience some form of erectile dysfunction. Prostate issues are extremely common, and many of these conditions start silently without obvious symptoms. I've seen men who ignored the early signs, weaker morning erections, slower recovery, more bathroom trips at night, because they thought it was just age. By the time they sought help, the damage was far harder to reverse. I remember one patient in particular. For years, he convinced himself he was different, that his health was fine. When intimacy became difficult, he blamed stress. When his energy dropped, he blamed work. By the time he finally came in, his prostate cancer had already advanced. His words to me were heartbreaking. I thought this couldn't happen to me. So here's the truth. Pretending you're immune only delays help. Facing the reality of your health doesn't make you weaker, and it makes you stronger. Awareness gives you power. And the earlier you act, the better your chances of protecting not just your penis, but your entire future. So, there you have it. 10 things you should never do to your penis after 50. Some of them may seem small. Skipping a checkup, using the wrong soap, having one extra drink. But over time, these small habits shape your energy, your confidence, and your ability to enjoy intimacy. The truth is, your penis is not just about sex. It's a living signal of your overall health. When you take care of it, with movement, gentle habits, and awareness, you're also protecting your heart, your hormones, and your quality of life. And here's the most important part. It's never too late. Whether you're 50, 60, or 70, your body is capable of healing, of regaining strength, and of giving you back the vitality you thought was gone. Every choice you make today writes the story of your tomorrow. If this video opened your eyes, do one thing right now. Subscribe to the channel. Because here, we talk honestly about men's health after 50. With science, with respect, and with real solutions. Hit the like button if you learned something new, and share in the comments. Which of these mistakes surprised you the most? Your answer might help another man who needs to hear it. Take care of yourself. Your best years don't have to be behind you. In fact, they can start right now.